The following images will show the use of the silver or the softer aluminum spray painted side. See that this guy is standing in the shade, but the fuzzy reflector is out in the sun about 20 feet away. I'm using the silver side, not the mirror side, to reflect sunlight back to the subject. This is the shot before the fuzzy reflector. The light isn't bad, but it could use a little punch. And this is reflecting light from the silver side of the fuzzy reflector. You can see the noticeably better color and contrast. Sunny days are the toughest to work with because of the strong color casts that are sent into the shady areas that we work. It's obvious that the green color cast of his skin here is unacceptable. It's also uncorrectable in Photoshop. I kicked some sunlight back with the silver side of the reflector from about 15 feet away. That cleared up the color issues by overpowering that existing green light. The next few examples will show when and how to use the mirrored side of the reflector. Note that I'll use the term mirror side to mean either the mylar mirror or the aluminum tape side, or a panel that already comes with a mirrored side. On cloudy days or in the shade, I'll use the mirror side. In this before photo, her face lacks a direction and strength to the light. Also, because her face is lit only by light reflecting off of grass and trees, her face is green. With the addition of the reflector, her face has now more snap and color. Note that because we added light to the subject and not to the background is now a little darker. That can be a good thing, adding saturation if the background is too light. The 1/2 inch prop stick inside the hinge will support the reflector if you want to use the entire length of it. When I want the maximum reflectance from the fuzzy reflector, I'll use the side with both of the mirrored panels. The light is weak on her face since the post is blocking the mushy skylight. I wanted a stronger light, not only to light her face, but also to deepen the background a little bit. Using both panels of the fuzzy reflector bounces twice as much light as one panel. As you can see, the light is warmer because it's reflecting the slightly warmer sunset part of the overcast sky. It's also low, so keep the subject's face tilted down, otherwise you'll get ghoul lighting. By the way, don't use gold reflectors or spray your fuzzy reflector with gold paint. You'll only run into cross-color problems. In this alley, the predominant light was pretty much straight up. So to avoid the bright nose problem, I started out by having her keep her head down. Then I simply dropped the fuzzy reflector onto the ground to reflect back that light from above. It doesn't get any easier than this. But as I mentioned previously, it's still necessary to keep the head down. Otherwise, the main light will be coming up at the subject, which is not a flattering angle. A low head tilt also opens up the eyes. As you can imagine, the more the head is tilted up or back, the more closed the eyes will be. And usually, we want large, expressive eyes. The exception to avoiding warm light is when the whole subject is bathed in that warm light. When the sun is very low in the sky, its lower intensity can be used. For the next series, I place the reflector in the sunlight and the subject is in the shade. The mirror side of the fuzzy reflector is extremely efficient. The subject is about 100 feet away, and yet the reflector easily lights her. With a low, dim sun, the mirror side works just fine. You wouldn't use the mirror side on a bright noon sun, or you'll burn the subject's eyes out. The reason I chose to light her that way was because there wasn't any other strong light source nearby to reflect and create a direction of light. This wall will serve as the background for the image to follow. Using the mirror side of the fuzzy reflector in direct sun can be done if it's not shining directly into the subject's eyes. Here I'm working with a late season sun, so it's already not as strong as a midday, midsummer sun. I reflected it to the front of his face. By reflecting such strong light to the guy, the background will go much darker than normal. And that effect works here as a simple, clean, and graphic effect.
With the same amount of light on the subject as the background, they'll register their actual reflectance. If you want to darken a background that you can't subtract light from, you have to add more light to the subject. Here in direct sunlight without additional strobe lighting, we'd need to add another sun on her. That can be done with an efficient reflector.
This was okay, but I wanted a more dramatic effect. So reflecting sunlight to her by laying the mirror side of the fuzzy reflector on the ground, we in effect get twice as much sunlight. This deepens the sky and the background. Obviously, this is bright and sunglasses are essential, or you can have the subject close their eyes. Putting her under the tail of the plane placed her in shade for a nice reflected light off of the sand. But placing the mirror reflector on the ground and using sunglasses again created a stronger effect with more saturated colors.
Applying that double main light technique with the mirror reflector on the ground gave me a rich blue sky without having to use a polarizer or Photoshop.